You're about to show people what you're truly made out of. Welcome in, my beautiful Aquarians, to your weekly reading. I hope you're doing well, of course. We're going to begin and pull a couple energies from this Divine Animals Oracle, and then we have the Mermaid Tarot for the main part of the reading. But let's do some shuffling. It feels like there are people, I want to say, concerned, maybe doubting, past energy and currently throughout this week in general. But I feel as if it's a week that reminds and proves to people, or proves to people that they shouldn't underestimate an Aquarius, especially those Sun Aquarians drawn to the reading, but regardless of which placement applies to your situation. But I really feel like you are getting things done this week, conquering, accomplishing, making sure that you're prepared for an upcoming change for a lot, or for the unexpected twists and turns of life. And I'm getting specifically unexpected expenses are being prepared for, or at least thought about and written down is what I'm getting. Okay. I feel like there's a lot of jotting down, a lot of organizing, preparing once again, and strategizing. It's a very, very important week for you. But to continue, if I could even speak, to continue for Aquarius. Oh, I love this card. And they're saying very Aquarian energy. It's the Hare card talking about cycles. So naturally the cycles of, your motivation is what I'm hearing. But I was going to say of your Aquarian path, your life is taking a focus throughout the week. You may be doing some serious, important reflecting, but it's up to you not to take that too far. But there's a gentle vibe about you, but a powerful vibe as well that could confuse a select handful of people, but the majority of those wrapped up with having the opportunity, the blessing to be one with your energy, and potentially what you're creating and developing throughout the week. They're going to be honoring, I want to say, and acknowledging this beautiful energy that you're embodying. That was wonderfully put, but you can just see this here. It almost feels like not only people in your external reality, mainly at a distance, I feel, for a lot drawn to the reading, but as well as spirits are admiring you throughout the week, even when you don't realize it. But there may be a moment or two throughout the week where you just feel an unknown existence. At least it's unknown to you in that moment, admiring you. I just heard a caress on the cheek, okay? Even if it's not that actual physical feeling, it's happened to me before. You'll have that sort of feeling come about. Anyways, there's a lot from that card. You may be thinking about your hair as well, or putting action towards it somehow. But we as well have the leadership card, the elephant card, and the hyena card talking about fear. So in the midst of a week where your leadership ability or abilities are being truly highlighted and maybe put to use for some, your fears are being, naturally tested, okay, and focused upon at certain points. I feel like some of which onto the reading, like myself, and I have Aquarius in my chart if you're new, are fearing the future to a certain extent, but there's a need for you to, buckle down, just do what you got to do, and forget about the fears for the time being. I know it's easier said than done. It's like looking at somebody, regardless of what sign they are, and saying, don't overthink. Okay, it's not that easy all the time, or in general for some. But there is this, again, peaceful power about you when you're, doing what you're meant to do, what you should be doing in that moment or in general. But I really feel like you're a very wise soul being drawn to this reading, and you're very looked after. And you may even feel putting that positive looking after, eyes peeled upon you sort of vibe aside in way of feeling at certain points, but it feels like other people are simply watching you. You could be choosing, even trying to gain this attention. Say you're putting yourself on social media or something, or otherwise in the public eye. But I do sense that either way, there are people noticing you. This could even, as well, or in general, simply be people noticing your aura, your energy, your presence when you step into the room is quite, I heard, valid, and powerful in of itself. I feel like you step into the room without forcing it, or you step into certain situations, experiences without forcing it. And that's a lesson for a lot of people who observe you, but as well is, or a reminder, but is truly something to focus on individually to show you how you're progressing, how you're growing, or how you have, and how you should be feeling and being presented to others more so moving forward. I hope that made sense. But let's move on to the tarot. Look at that, the kindness card as well as the soul card. I feel like in the midst of you transforming, changing, my friend, in one, if not multiple other aspects of your external reality are transforming and changing as well. You're really reaping the fruits of your labor. I'm hearing the fruits of your feast, okay? And I was getting that from this sort of fruitful energy here. But I do feel as if through it all, people are viewing you as a very kind soul. Maybe not the full week or the full energy period, but maybe for some. But I do sense that either way, your kindness, your or loyalty and genuine, pure way of being, that's being noticed by other people and may even help something grow and prosper more so, or for some, get off the ground. But yeah, transformation on more than one level is definitely part of your week. I'm also hearing feeling better. Feeling better. It's a week where you're feeling better than you were last week, maybe the weeks before more so. You name it. Improvement is the name of the game, my friend. But we're pulling, all right, we have 3 for each of the oracle. Bear with me. Just always getting messages. But the 4 of Wands coming out in reverse to pair with and build upon the cycles card, the hair card. Because I feel like there's at least somewhat of a focus at certain points throughout the week on one, if not multiple cycles. I feel like multiple from the past that have left you with things not falling into place. Maybe for some of which, drawn to the reading, a current day cycle that you're going through. Reiterating, maybe even, enforcing and informing for some of a change or two really that needs to happen moving forward. It's not an option, but it is. Okay. It feels like something very much destined and spiritually and universally guided, but the choice is still yours. But we're going to push and pull for this to happen if you're going to try and fight it, which I feel like you won't, but you get the point. There's change on the horizon and it's going to naturally coincide and align with how you're feeling change and growth-wise, more on a soul level. Does that make sense? The fear card, the hyena card, is pairing with the Knight of Cups in reverse. It feels like there's a fear or two being highlighted throughout the week, maybe even, coming to the surface and being utilized in certain negative ways, if we're being honest, with ourselves and other people. But there is a lack of emotion wrapped up into that. It feels like they're saying a dry view about the future, but that's not a bad thing per se, because I feel like it's leaving things open for more manifestation. It's leaving things less heavy, right? Due to what the emotions could have caused. And I feel like you've experienced that before. But I also feel like some of which are fearing being alone moving forward. Okay, the Knight of Cups giving a very lack of love or lack of attention, maybe a lack of fulfillment, more so is what you're fearing moving forward. But I feel like there's at least part of you that wants to be cared for, right? Wanting that support. It feels like there's so much support for you flying in Aquarius throughout the week, but then there's maybe one other type of support that you long for or you want more of. And I feel as if there is no need to worry because everything's coming in and transforming as it's meant to. All right. And whatever you are fearing the most, Spirit's going to squash that fear, at least for the most part, by the end of the week. Beautiful. Shifting on forward, keywording, the leadership card, the elephant card, is pairing with the Lovers in reverse. It feels like in a very hermit leadership way, you're holding back from making certain choices throughout the week very strategically. I'm getting, for some of which, it's about being the leader of your own path, the leader of your own life, being an example maybe as well, and in certain small ways holding back from spending money unnecessarily, holding back from, therefore, biting your tongue when it comes to something that aggravates you or something you've been wanting to say to somebody that's not really going to be positive or constructive. It naturally shows growth and progression on a soul level for you, but I feel like this reiterates and maybe even enhances that leadership vibe about you and skill set in several different ways, right? In that individual kind of way, in that example sort of way, but also when it comes to naturally in the more typical way, leading other people, right? Whether it's online, in person, through your work, through a hobby, maybe something else constructive outside of that. Anyways, but I feel like they're also reminding you through a very leadership type of week that that Lovers card is going to turn in reverse. I want to say in the upcoming weeks or after, right after that, when it comes to a choice you're making or about to, yeah, about to make. Bear with me. Something might make you nervous with a current situation throughout the week, but that needs to be there needs to be a change for the future, whether you know this now or not. But I do feel like either way, in the ways that you're needing to embody this leadership way of being and put it to use, you're being prepared for certain important, I'm hearing love-filled, passion-filled choices for the future, full of, excitement and success. Aquarius, it feels like a very, very important week once again, where you're getting a lot accomplished, you're being prepared, and things are improving left and right, whether you realize it in the moment or not. And it's a week for you where, once again, as we are drawn back to the overall message, you are never to be underestimated as an Aquarius, because it's a week where, in more than one way, you're proving people wrong and you're making your way towards what you're meant for. Interesting reading. So I hope this was truly helpful. I'm sending you so much love and light, Aquarius. Go enjoy your week, and I'll see you next time.